It's going to be a situation because a lot of kids are talking about it, and I've already called your mother, and she's on her way down here. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, you're not in trouble, but again, your family is famous. All of these kids are saying that your sister is famous, and it's going to be a problem because it's going to cause a disruption for the school. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? My sister is famous. I have one sister, and she is from Berkeley, California. I seen her last weekend. She's not famous.
Y'all, Keyshia Cole just set the internet ablaze again, and this time around, it isn't even her doing the talking, but it's her brother Elijah, the one that we barely know anything about. He put her and their whole family on blast in the most humiliating way, saying that he wished that he had listened to his adoptive family and stayed away from Keyshia and their family.
At 13 years old, having to find out that my sister is Keyshia Cole and that someone famous said my name on TV, and now I have a whole nother family that I didn't even know existed. Resenting and leaving the house because I didn't understand that I had a whole nother family that I wanted to figure out and find out, while my mother said that she was trying to protect me from, but I didn't get it because, again, I was a child.
After finding out that Keyshia Cole was his biological sister, you would expect Elijah to be happy, right? But no, he wasn't. For Elijah, this was more like opening up a can of worms that he couldn't make go back in. And just because Keyshia Cole is a celebrity doesn't mean that she's much better than any of them. They not only used him for a storyline on their reality TV show, but turned around to shame him for his sexuality and abandoned him again after pretending that they were excited to have him in their lives. Child, we haven't seen a story time like this in a minute because what Elijah had to say is pure insanity.
You ready? Are we up? I want you to understand that I'm going to be talking about everything that led up from 18 to now in my adult life living in this closed adoption. This story is going to get sick. It's going to get dark. It's going to get twisted. I want you to have patience. You're going to judge me. That's okay. I want you to judge me because those are real feelings and emotions.
Nowadays, Keyshia Cole is only talked about because of her messed up relationships. But back around 2006 and 2008, Keyshia and her family always gave folks something to talk about through Keyshia's reality show, Keyshia Cole, The Way It Is. And for someone who was always trying to come off as the moral compass to her family and always on a healing journey, Keyshia didn't bat an eye when her family decided to upset the life of someone else just for a storyline on their show because, in case y'all don't know, it was through their reality show that Elijah knew that he was related to Keyshia Cole and their mother, Frankie.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, did you say Keyshia Cole? Now, I was gagged because she said Keyshia Cole was my sister, and I was still kind of stuck because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, no, Keyshia Cole is your sister. They said your name on TV Friday night, and you know I watch all of the shows.
So up until then, he was in high school, and all he knew was that she was a good singer, and he loved her songs. And that was it, because he was adopted before he turned a year old through a closed adoption. His mother, Mrs. Asa, never let him feel out of place or unwanted, and he didn't have a clue that he was adopted for the majority of his life up until then. The first time he thought that maybe something was up was when his mother made him organize boxes as punishment, and he opened up one with his birth certificate in it. When he checked the name of his mother there, he saw Frankie. He thought that maybe she changed her name or something, and it never crossed his mind again until he went to school one morning and the whole place was in an uproar looking for him. Elijah wasn't allowed to watch reality TV shows or anything like that, so it was only when a friend pulled him to the side that he knew his name had come up on Keyshia's reality TV show, and she mentioned that he was her brother and he had been adopted a long time ago. And can y'all just take a moment to understand how dumbfounded Elijah was about all of this? Like, the entire school was swarming, calling you Keyshia Cole's brother. It was like a whole lot of information all at once, and his mom, Mrs. later confessed that he was adopted, but since it was a closed adoption, no information was shared about him to his biological family. So she warned him that unless they reached out to her and asked to meet him, that he shouldn't go around snooping for information because he might not like the family that he gets to meet.
My mother, she sat on the edge of my bed as I was sitting in my chair, and she said, I am your mother. I may not have birthed you, but I am your mother. I chose you. At one point in your life, you're going to be able to make the choice if you want to see your actual biological mother. I know you're young, and I know you have your life ahead of you. But these people, your mother and the family that you are biologically connected to, they have issues. They have problems, and there's a lot of things that you won't understand. And you're going to want to find them because they love you. I love you, and I'm protecting you.
Now, Elijah's mom worked as a daycare provider and also gave emergency housing for children, so she may know something more about Frankie and Keyshia Cole's family than she was willing to let on. And child, her words were like a prophecy, and Elijah was about to find out just how right his adoptive mother was.
Here, and it's like, I wasted so much time of my life. I wasted so many moments that I could have been giving to the people that actually truly loved and cared about me. But instead, I chose a family and chased a family that didn't give a fuck if I was existing or not. Everything was stars, glitz, and glamour for them.
Elijah thought that his mother just wanted to keep him away from his biological family, so he ran away from home and got in contact with an aunt who promised to connect him with the family that he had been seeking. At first, every attempt to meet fell through because there was something that would always come up and someone wasn't feeling it. But just when Elijah was about to throw in the towel and forget the whole thing, his aunt hauled him over to Keyshia Cole's concert where they were able to meet backstage. And Keyshia Cole said that he should come to their house or their grandmother's house so that they can talk more and get to know each other better. But Elijah's moment of excitement quickly turned to regret as soon as he got to the house and realized that his family wanted him even less than he wanted. He was anticipating a warm welcome from at least his mom, Frankie, because that's the least that he deserved after he got his life turned around like this. But Frankie didn't even wait to see him before she told him to go back because she couldn't have a son that was gay. Elijah thought that he was hearing things, but he couldn't lie to himself about what she had said because Frankie repeated it a few more times just to make sure that she got her message through.
She points and she's like, Frankie, this your son, this your baby, come hug your baby. She looking dead at me at this point and she's like, I ain't got no dick in a booty ass son. And I'm like, who the fuck is this lady talking to? Now, my natural instinct was just to ignore this motherfucking shit because I don't like to disrespect adults, but at the end of the day, you got me fucked up. Said, you got a dick in a booty ass son just like I got a crackhead for a mama. I don't know who the fuck you talking to. Everybody's like, oh, no, don't do that. No. Oh, no, we gonna do that tonight.
As a teenager, Elijah hoped that things would turn around once they got to know him, and he gave them grace and he stayed around. But it didn't take a genius to realize that he was only there for a storyline because every day felt like a lesson in humiliation that they weren't even trying to be slick about. Elijah talked about how he was essayed by one of his uncles, and the family sort of brushed it under the rug and pretended like it never happened. Keyshia Cole, who initially showed some interest at him in the beginning, started to avoid him and would stand him up whenever he brought up their early conversation and wanted to talk about it. Even when he decided to invite the family to his high school graduation, they declined. But Keyshia told him that he shouldn't expect her to come to his graduation because he didn't attend hers either.
Did ask me, she said, hey, did you ever continue school? I said, absolutely. I graduated college already. She was like, really? Oh my God, that's so good. I said, yeah, I would have invited you, but the last time I invited you anywhere, you told me that I had to come to your graduation. So, yeah, I see you didn't invite me to that college graduation.
And with the way that he went out of his way to get to know them, you would think that Elijah was out for clout or something. And they weren't the ones who aired his name out there and looking for him on TV for a storyline. Just like that, Elijah went from wanting to know all about his biological family and even resenting his adopted mom for not sharing that information to wishing that he had never met any of them and that he had just listened when he was warned. He talked about how the family was just broken and toxic, and even Keyshia, who tried to be better than them all, still got caught up in the same mess. So he ended up getting exposed to so many things his adoptive family tried to keep him away from.
And I started to cry, and I didn't cry because of how Sam and Frankie and their relationship and how she just was never able to be a mother to all of us. I was crying because my mother was always right. Miss Asa was always right. And in that moment, I realized I wasted a lot of time trying to look for something that was never going to be there.
And child, Elijah's story really got the internet hooked because he really didn't deserve half of what they did to him. I just went down a rabbit hole following the story of Keyshia Cole's little brother, finding out Frankie was his mother and watching his journey of connecting with that side of the family. The amount of drama and trauma that man has been through is heartbreaking. I've been watching Elijah's adoption story, and boy, WTF, this needs to be on Netflix. Keyshia Cole was wrong for all that. His birth family really did him dirty. But what do you guys think about all of this? Sound off in the comments and make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.